What up, G Life? It's your boy MC Shadow. Now, on my channel, I'm in no way glorifying or promoting gang violence or nothing like that. I'm simply speaking on it, for documented purposes and for awareness purposes. You know what I mean? Now, these right here are going to be the 10 of the biggest Sureño neighborhoods, the top 10 of the largest Sureño neighborhoods. This data coming from law enforcement database. Now, before people be like, what, law enforcement data? It's public record. Anybody could go check. So I'm not making these numbers up. These are numbers that are in the database by law enforcement. You know what I mean? I doubt they're going to be making up the numbers or blowing them out of proportion. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's coming. And like I said, it's public record. Anybody could go and check and look all this shit up. So, we're going to be starting with the top 10 of the largest neighborhoods. Sureño neighborhoods. These are just Sureño neighborhoods. I'll be doing other, but for this video is going to be just Sureño, because I have seen the top 10 videos that other people try to do, and what a lot of them don't understand and they always get wrong and everything is they try to add the Cribs, the Bloods, the Sureños all as one when they're individual gangs. They're not all united. They're not one entity moving forward. Like, they're different gangs. They're not one whole gang. That's what they always get wrong when they try to do these top gang whatever. It's because they don't understand how the life is or how it works. You can't put Sureños or Cribs or Bloods all as one, because they're not. They're all different gangs. So we're gonna do it the right way and do it by individual gangs. So, with no further ado, let's get into it. All right, now coming in at number 10, right here in the area of San Diego, we have the Barrio Logan Heights. Logan Heights is a old school barrio that's been around since the 60s. Heavily rooted into the community right here in San Diego, where Harbor Drive is located, like on National Avenue, all the way to where the freeway's at. And from the freeway's at, I would have to say their territory extends all the way to Market Street, and Market Street all the way to I would have to say it extends all the way to Park Boulevard. So everything in the middle, which is a gigantic amount of territory, is their barrio. You know what I mean? Now, from what the records show is that they're about 985 members, so almost 1,000 members to this neighborhood within Mexico, the United States, and like different parts, not just in San Diego, because they're in the San Fernando Valley and Seattle, and they're located in different several other spots within the United States, but they're almost 1,000 members, which is a lot. You know what I mean? And they're notorious. Have made headlines, made the news, made documentaries. It goes down, homie. You know what I mean? The Logan Heights neighborhood is definitely a neighborhood that has it sold up right there in San Diego. You know what I mean? Very notorious. These guys ain't playing. You know what I mean? And with locations like the San Fernando Valley, because they have a stronghold right there in North Hollywood / Van Nuys area. You know what I mean? They have the 33rd clique to the Red Steps, to the Logan's clique, to several different cliques, I'm telling you, of theirs. And they've been holding it down, and is a neighborhood that is well recognized and well respected. These guys, they're with the business, and like I said, close to almost 1,000 members, and that's what's up with the Logan Heights, representing right here for them at number 10. Now, as we make our way to the east side of Los Angeles, right here in the Boyle Heights district, is where we'll find the next neighborhood, number 9, which is the Barrio White Fence. White Fence is an old neighborhood, one of the old school barrios, you know what I mean? Been around since the 1920s, heavily rooted into this community. Their territory extends from Soto to Indiana, and from 7th to Cesar Chavez, which is a gigantic amount of territory. Now they're rated up to more than 1,010 members, is how they have them. And those are just the ones that they know, so you can only imagine. You know what I mean? And it's a vast amount of territory, not only just here, but in the west side and in other places of the United States. The White Fence neighborhood is, like I said, because they're old school, they've just been around for so long, you know what I mean? They're generations and generations and generations, have been in this, in this gang life. And they're, like I said, they're notorious, they're well respected, well known, made cameos in several movies. They're one of the pioneers when you talk about this, this gangster shit. The Wifens gang, like I said, that's a lot of members. The reason why they have so many cliques, from the whole locals to the locals to the monsters to the spiders to to all kinds of clique guys of theirs that they have. Like I said, Wifens ain't playing. You know what I mean? To the CDKs, to, I'm telling you, man, they just got a gang of cliques. And they be holding it down right there, you know what I mean? Holding it down for their side. And, these guys ain't playing, what, 1,000 and more than 1,010 members, that's already, man, that's like a little army right there. But that's what's up with the Wifens neighborhood. Been around since the 1920s. Hold it down right here in Boyle Heights and keep representing. And coming in at number 8, right here in the west portion of Los Angeles, in the west side, we have the Temple Street gang. Temple Street has been around since the 1915s. So already a old school barrio, you know what I mean? One of the originators, you know what I mean? Especially from this area when we're talking about west of Los Angeles. They have been rated to be more than 1,500 members. Now, they're not only just here in the United States, but in the Philippines, in Asia, because they have a lot of homies that are, Asian, from the Pino Locos clique to several of their cliques, that are Asian descent, you know what I mean? So they're just not located right here in the United States and in Mexico, but also in Asia, you know what I mean? Like in the Philippines, in Korea, and in several other spots, you know what I mean? And in their home countries, they're large, you know what I mean? So they have a strong presence. So when people be like, nah, that's impossible, I don't see that many of them over here, whatever, it's because they're spread out not just here, but Seattle to Las Vegas to Texas to we're talking about as a whole in the United States, you know what I mean? So that's more than 1,500 members. So the Temple Street gang is a large gang. It's been around for a long time doing this shit, you know what I mean? These guys ain't playing, located on Temple Street right there on the west side, but located in the South Central, located in several different spots just within LA itself. You know what I mean? So then now you take it to, add all these other states, and then, not only states, but like countries. I mean, it's a crazy amount. But like I said, they've been around for a long time, so it doesn't surprise me because they've been around since the 1915. So, that's already like a gang of generations into this already as well. Temple Street is one of the, recognized neighborhoods that doesn't get spoken up as much as these other neighborhoods. But yeah, they right there, homie, coming in at number 8, my boy, in, size. And as we're maintaining right here in the west of Los Angeles, we have the next neighborhood that is large in numbers, which is the Vario Clanton, coming in at number 7. Clanton has been around since the 1910s. You know what I mean? So long ass time already that they've been around as well. One of the originals, when it comes to this, gangster shit, pachuco shit, you know what I mean? They were right there, front and centered, and they are rated at about 2,100 members within Southern California, Northern California, Washington, Milwaukee, New York, just several other locations that you can find the Clanton neighborhood. Not only that, but also in like Mexico and places like that. Not only Mexico, but in Guatemala and in other locations like that, you're able to find the Clanton neighborhood. Like I said, they've just been around for a long time as well, so, homies get deported or homies move, they start recruitment process. You can see why it just starts spreading and spreading, because they even have a stronghold in San Jose as well. So it's not a Southern California thing, because they're in the San Fernando Valley, they're in South Central, they're in the west side, they're in the east side, they're all over the damn place, you know what I mean? Like I said, just because they were the first ones, right there, especially with the whole Susu riots and everything, Clanton has always been in the mix, you know what I mean? Obviously, Clanton standing for 14th Street, that's what the 14 means 14th Street. So, in Clanton, they changed the name, hoping that the gang would, they changed from Clanton to 14th, hoping that the gang would, like, fall apart like that, but they just embraced it, so it just backfired on them. And I'm telling you, that's a lot of members already to have. And like I said, I ain't fronting, I ain't wolfing, because my neighborhood beefs with these guys. I could only call it how it is right here. And those are the facts, my boy. So it's a large neighborhood. That's a gang of members, But that's what's up with the Clanton right here, holding it down. And coming in at number 6, we have the Barrio Sur 13. Sur 13 Not all the sutreses are the same, but a majority of them are. Meaning the ones from Texas, the ones from New York, the ones from Oklahoma, the ones from Tennessee, the ones from New York, and other places like that. Texas, San Antonio, New Mexico. The Sutrese is a large group. Now there, they put them down as about 3,185 members is how they have them down, which is a gang of heads. You know what I mean? That it's crazy. You know what I mean? But yeah, the Sutrese neighborhood is also one of the top ones. You know what I mean? That hardly get credited for it. You know what I mean? I know that we all represent the Sud and it's all 1-3, but I mean like the actual gang in itself. Because that's their neighborhood. Like I said, it's one of the neighborhoods that you do hear about, nationwide, as much as you do like MS or 18 and stuff like that. The Sutres is also in the conversation, and they be holding it down throughout, Atlanta, everywhere. Like, these guys are everywhere. Everywhere you can find Raza, you'll probably find Sutres. But that's what's up with the SUR right there representing for theirs and their territories throughout the United States. Now, as we make our way to number 5 on the list, we have the Playboys Gang. Playboys Gang, wait for it, is rated at 6,000 members from the Playboys Gang. Obviously, right here in Los Angeles, located in each and every part of Los Angeles, from the San Fernando Valley, from the South Central to the East Side to the West Side, where they originated at, because they are coming originally out of the West Side. You know what I mean? The Playboy Gang spread like wildfire, located in Fresno, Stockton, located in San Jose, located in Las Vegas, located in New York, located in Oklahoma, located in Tennessee, located in Texas, located in Washington, located in Oregon, located in Mexico, located in El Salvador, these guys are just everywhere. You know what I mean? And yeah, they have them on the database as 6,000, a little bit more than 6,000 members, which is, it's an army already. You know what I mean? To be honest with you guys, I didn't even know that Playboys was that large. I knew that they were large. I just never thought that they were this large. And they're everywhere. They're in the San Fernando Valley as well. And hey, my boys, Playboy's been doing it already for a long time too. It's an old school vario, been around since like the late 30s, early 40s. So the Playboys Gang, hey, también, homie, they've been in the mix. They don't get credited all that much as well. But yeah, there were some of the main front and center guys. When it comes to all of this and larger number, just like like all these other neighborhoods. Playboy as well, they spread out, through all kinds of spots, and they represent for them, obviously the Playboy bunny being their, symbol of choice that they use for their neighborhood. And obviously people could make the connections. But yeah, that's what's up with the Playboys Gang right there, coming in at number 5. And coming in at number 4, and this one's an interesting one, even though it's number 4, it's actually number 1 in Los Angeles, but in general is number 4 on the list, which is the Vario Florencia coming in at number 4. Wait for it. Coming in at a whopping 7,850 members that they know of, spread out throughout the United States, Mexico, and El Salvador, Honduras, and Guatemala, and locations like that. It's a large gang, you know what I mean? With strongholds not only just here in Los Angeles, but in California, but also in Washington. They have a strong presence over there in Oregon, in Seattle, in Texas as well, Oklahoma as well, Tennessee, New York, Miami, Chicago. The Florence gang is just, they just everywhere, bro, as well. They hold a strong presence, and the difference is that all these other gangs may not be so like they're kind of like dysfunctional a little. The Florence gang is well organized, well structured, keep in contact with each other. They have a structure, so they're very, they know what they're doing with their neighborhoods. You know what I mean? They're just not running loose out there. Law enforcement sees Florence as like a main priority, because of their structure. And they see them as a dangerous group. And the biggest, if people want to know what's the biggest gang in Los Angeles, like right here in Southern California, it is the Florence neighborhood. Florence is, even though they're not number one on the list, but here in Los Angeles, they are the largest. You know what I mean? But overall, yeah, but still, that's a lot of heads that they have. You know what I mean? Hey, their neighborhood is well recognized. Has been around since the 40s, I was told, and continue to represent. Right here out of the group. Their founding ground right here in the Florence. Firestone district where they originated out of, but you can find them in HP, BG, South Central, like I said, throughout all of Southern California. But yeah, that's what's up with the Florencia neighborhood right there, representing, coming in at number 4. And coming in now at number 3, we have the Southside Locals. Bet you guys weren't expecting that one. The Southside Locals is a large neighborhood, because even though down here there's some clicas that are not affiliated with the rest of the Southside Locals, a majority of them are connected, like the ones in New Mexico, the ones in Oklahoma, the ones in Georgia, the ones in Las Vegas, the ones in Colorado, the ones in Washington, the ones in New York, the ones in Chicago, the ones in up north, by Oakland and all those locations, and the ones, some of the ones down here, like the ones in Carson. The Southside Locals neighborhood, right here in the database right here, they had them listed at 8,798 members, which is it's a lot of heads, bro. Some of the locations that they have their strongholds that it says right here is Georgia, Oklahoma, Las Vegas, and Colorado is some of their strong holds. Seattle's also listed on here as well. So I guess that would be like some of the locations where they have their strongholds. You know what I mean? And yeah, it makes sense. Because from what I see right here, just in Oklahoma itself, there are almost 1,000 members just in Oklahoma. So I mean, yeah. So I could see how the numbers not start adding up. You know what I mean? Because they got them right here in New York at 560. So yeah, you start adding up all those numbers. Yeah, I could see why, man, that's crazy. I wasn't expecting this one. You know what I mean? Southside Locals, it hasn't even been around that long, it's only been around since the 70s, from what I see right here. So, it grew in numbers fast, man, like wildfire, and yeah, they've been holding it down ever since and representing it for the Southside Locals. You know what I mean? They be putting theirs on the map. These guys ain't no suckers. But that's what's up with the Southside Locals coming in at number 3. Now, as we're winding down to the final ones, to the final 2, coming in at number 2 is the M.O.D. Mara Salvatrucha. To nobody's surprise, M.O.D. is rated here at a whopping. Let me repeat that again. At a whopping 36,000 known members. 36,000 known members throughout the United States, Honduras, El Salvador, Washington, Texas, Oklahoma as well, Northern California, Southern California. Man, these guys are just everywhere. Miami, New York, Chicago, Tennessee, Colorado, Oregon. They're everywhere, bro. And that's a large number, you know what I mean? So it's no reason why they're coming in at number 2. And the MS hasn't even been around that long. They've only been around since the 70s. So they spread like wildfire quick, you know what I mean? A lot of Salvadorians do tend to just gravitate to that gang, you know what I mean? And it's like if any illegal activity is happening, with Salvadorians, most likely MS is the only group that's behind it, you know what I mean? They make sure that if any other Salvadorian smaller gang or group tries to come in, they shut that down really quick, you know what I mean? They just it's MS or nothing, you know what I mean? Compared to other groups that, they just do theirs and don't worry. That's why you have so many different Hispanic gangs. But with MS, is they make sure that it's just, this Salvadorian neighborhood and that's it. Because if you were to put all the Mexicans together as in one gang, then yeah, you would see a super gang like that, with that amount of numbers as well. You know what I mean? Because technically it's like it's a whole country. You know what I mean? Anybody that's doing illegal activity within that country is belongs to that. So you can see why the numbers are inflated that large. You know what I mean? The Mara Salvatrucha originated out of here, out of the Los Angeles area, out of the Ram Park area. You know what I mean? Close to the MacArthur Park area. Is where it was their. It was the MS was created here in the United States, right? By racism, being prejudiced, bullying, mistreating all these individuals that they banded together. They created the monster, and now they don't want to own up to it. But those are the facts. That is the reality of it. A lot of Americans don't know how to behave. They mistreat people from other countries, and then they want to be whining when these people band together now to stick up for themselves. Like, own up to what you created. Because these gangs did not start from these countries and brought it over here to destroy America. You guys created this by not being able to behave and just, treat another individual like a human being. But no, you want to be judging and being negative, because of the color of their skin. And then you want to be whining because now they start pushing back. That's the reality of it, but that's why they come in at number 2. And man, that's a large number. And finally, the biggest Sureño gang is the 18th Street gang, who has been around since the 70s as well and exploded in numbers really, really fast. Located in the San Fernando Valley, they're coming out of right here, West LA on 18th Street by the Ram Park area. They are large. They're put down right here. Now, I know people, say they're 70,000. I know some people say that they're 60,000. And maybe so, you know what I mean? But I'm going to go based on the number that is, right here in the database, which is 56,000 known members. So that's 56,000 known 18th Street members throughout the United States, throughout Honduras, where they have a strong base in itself, and just Honduras in itself, they're at a whopping 5,000 just in Honduras. Then you have them at El Salvador at 2,000. And then you have them throughout the United States, you know what I mean? So yeah, all those numbers just start adding up, you know what I mean? They're located in almost every goddamn state from what the looks of it, from New York, Chicago, Tennessee, Washington, Oregon, everything. They're just everywhere. And that's a large number. And like I said, what's a trip is that they're not even an old neighborhood. They haven't been around that long. But they did have a lot of homies that were immigrants, so they were committing crimes. They would get deported, and then when they would come back to America, they were landing in different spots. Colorado, and all that. And so now they just started recruitment process there. They were the first ones to think of that or to start doing that. That's the reason why their numbers are so large. You know what I'm saying? And because a lot of them are immigrants, you know what I mean? So it's like they joined them, because they're getting, robbed over here, they're getting mistreated against or whatever. So they offer them like safety. So that's why a lot of immigrants tend to join the 18th Street gang, due to that fact. That's why their numbers are so large as they are. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, you back us up, kind of like how prison does it. You back us up, and we'll guarantee your safety, or we'll protect you, or whatever. That's why a lot of these immigrants tend to join these neighborhoods. You get what I'm saying? I'm not hating or putting them down. I'm only calling it for what it is. At least that's how it was broken down. But like I said, they're all over the place, and they're coming in at number 1, so they are the largest. You know what I mean? And that's, the list of largest, top 10 biggest gangs. The runner-ups that didn't make it on the list but almost made it onto the list was the Avenues gang at 900. And then you had the East Side Longo at 938 members. So they were the runner-ups. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what's up with the top 10 barrios, the largest barrios, Sureño barrios.